So, welcome ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to MG.Trust versus Among Us in the Monster Energy Duelist Summit 13 online tournament. I think the winner of this best of three goes on to the grand finals. Even though it does show that it's a replay there, I'm only a few seconds behind, apparently a couple of minutes. So don't worry, not miles behind here. So Among Us leading up with a Faceless Void and a Tidehunter ban. Faceless Void, always just a high priority ban. Ban or pick, no matter what team's playing, no matter what. Jackie plays it quite a bit on the MG side, so good way to take that out. And then same, Masaros playing out the Tidehunter, so they remove that. But they're going to pick up the Undying as their first grab. Meanwhile, MG.Trust, they're taking away like more meta pick bans out as well, the Magnus and the Io. Magnus, always that hero that can be played in pretty much any role in this game. You can see it in the mid, you can see it as an offlaner, you can see it as any supports. Probably for the fact that the Empowerers are so universal in the ways you can use it up. Either use it as a support and just ramp up your carry's farming speed, or you could just carry on using it as a core hero yourself and just try and escalate as fast as you can. And also just the IO ban out, because no one likes playing against an IO, let's be honest here. So we'll see what they're going to grab up with their first actual pick. Leading up against an Undying, so there's always a potential for the Undying to be a 5 or a 4. You tend to see it in that 5 role, but you can sometimes see it in the 4-1. It all just depends on which what Among Us is actually comfortable playing it in. But MG.Trust, they're going to pick up the Mirana. So this is most likely just going to be a pos 4 Mirana. Roaming around the map, trying to set up some nice arrow ganks onto the mid lane. And just try and ramp up Fearless's game as much as he can. So we'll have to see how that goes. And then we're also going to lead up with the Phoenix pick afterwards. And then MG.Trust with the Snapfire. So you're most likely going to see the Phoenix as the 4 role, and the Undying will probably be the 5. But the instant Snapfire pickup from MG.Trust is a hero which, you know, we have seen in previous tournaments and other games between other teams. You can chuck it in the mid lane as well. It just dominates the lane of phase pretty damn easily. And you can put it in supports as well, just to have that key hero that can easily bring down Phoenix Egg. So definitely a nice pickup there from the side of MG.Trust. So it's sort of looking like all of the supports have been grabbed for both teams so far. So we'll see what they're going to end up grabbing. Among Us have banned out the Lifestealer. Generally, you're going to ban out the Lifestealer if you're planning on picking up something like a Mars. Purely for the fact that, you know, the Lifestealer can just use its rage, run straight through the arena that comes down from the Mars at any point. So pretty much just neutralising the hero completely. So most likely see that ban come out from MG.Trust. Would make the most sense. But you see it in the hands of Cuckoo. But Among Us to take out the Juggernaut as well. Spectre's gone for MG.Trust. So yeah, it's mainly just a lot of position 1 heroes being taken out the pools at this current time. So I wonder if we actually see that Mars ban come out now from MG.Trust, or if they don't really care about it and they can let it slide. Then I wouldn't be surprised if we see Among Us just snap that up straight away. Probably just whack that straight into the hands of Cuckoo. Cuckoo, not Cuckoo. It's not a goddamn bird. Very silly. So I really think about what they want to do as their last ban. Maybe just trying to see if they are actually even afraid of that Mars at all. I'm actually going to ban out the Leshrac instead. And instantly grabbing the Ricky. So there's definitely a hero which wouldn't care about getting hit by the smoke screen, especially if he already has all of his skills activated. So yeah, it just secures the Ricky's ability to engage just that little bit easier. Well, AmongUs are actually going to grab the Slardar instead of the Mars, which I was thinking. So that'll be their off lane paired up with the Phoenix. Then an instant pick of an Underlord from the side of MG.Trust. Now, these two teams are just speed drafting. This is crazy. Just grab, go, 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 go. They want to get this game rolling. So the Drow also picked up from AmongUs. So you've got a nice couple of frontliners on the Slardar and the Undying. Will make it just that little bit more difficult for MG.Trust to be able to make their way to the back line and get on that Drow Ranger. Because so far, the only one that can really jump onto the back lines would be a Ricky. But he can get caught out, especially if there's a corrosive haze on him, so he'll always be able to track his movements. Apart from that, there is the Mirana. Maybe if she gets a nice flank and gets a leap straight on top of her, but even still, it would just be a support Mirana, so it won't be able to do exactly the most amount of harass to it. And I wouldn't really think that they're going to move it to the core role, especially as they got this Underlord. So the Underlord will probably be the offlaner. But an Underlord's going to struggle against an Undying and a Drown Ranger, though. The Undying just be able to sap all that strength away and harass him out, and even with the assistance from the Drow Ranger and the Frost Arrows, will make it a little bit more difficult for him. So potentially we might see this Underlord move to the mid lane. Not too sure just yet. Have to wait and see. But it does seem like both mid laners are still left to be grabbed. MG.Trust taking out the Death Prophet and the Kunkka, and then Batrider and Ember taking out AmongUs. AmongUs can grab the Void Spirit. So they got this lineup which can come online relatively early. The Drow doesn't need a huge amount of items in her arsenal to actually make her a potent force in this game. Especially with the damage amp that's going to be coming out from the Corrosive Haze. And you've got all these people in the front that'll be making a lot of space. The Void Spirit himself even just jumping into the back, causing a lot of chaos. So I'm liking the draft from AmongUs so far. They got the team fight as well from the Egg and the Tombstone. So it could definitely work out. Seems like quite a nice lineup at the current moment. So see what MG.Trust is going to be able to grab to try and change this. I still feel like they need something to get onto that Drow in the back. So maybe potentially see something like a Storm Spirit, but I don't know, it's quite dangerous for a Storm Spirit to be jumping back onto a Drow. Especially there'll probably be a Slardar with a Blink Dagger as well, be able to instantly get on top of him once he does engage onto the Drow. Potentially get stun locked down. So it's quite a difficult one. Maybe MT just were going to be after that Void Spirit, but it gets stolen away from them, so maybe they just have a real think now. Use up all of this reserve time they've got left. That's actually going to go for the PL, so this is going to be a mid-Ricky then. Or is it? Oh, Basaros for the position 3. So it's going to be a mid Underlord then. So, Abed, normally an Underlord would do pretty damn well in a sort of melee matchup in the mid lane. But with the Resonant Pulse that comes out from the Void Spirit, it does give him that sort of damage absorption. So he's able to tank through the Firestorm a little bit more. So it should be a relatively even-ish lane. Probably won't see too much chaos happening there. But we'll have to see how this offlane Ricky does with the Mirana help. Definitely not going to be the easiest lane in the world. But the PL grab against the Slardar, it just makes it so there's 2 million targets, so it's pretty difficult for Cuckoo to actually figure out which one's the real PL and get that Corrosive Haze on top of him. Especially seeing as how the PL is just a natural Manta builder as well, so you'll easily be able to purge that off in most scenarios. So I still think I'm sort of favouring Among Us's lineup for now. Obviously, we'll just have to see how that lane phase goes. But even still, I think just with the amount of people in the front line that they're going to have to be able to distract the members of MTG. And MTG still don't even really have like that sort of key hero that you would use just to jump straight onto those backlines. So we'll have to see how it goes for them.
Who wants cookies? Well, too bad.
Who
wants cookies?
Wants
well,
cookies?
Too bad.
I want to say teasing with the cookies and then saying not too bad. Damn you. Damn you, woman! So, it looks like the side of MT.Trust, they're moving 3 heroes down to the bot lane. So potentially they want to try and set up for some sort of early first blood, or they're just going to keep this hero presence down here just to secure the 3 bounty runes. Don't want to go for any sort of too cute play.
Why, thank you. Why, thank you.
Same problem with when Dietide and Halloween and all this stuff comes out, you get all these weird ass sound cues. So yeah, it doesn't look like any sort of contention's going to be happening here at the early portions. Among Us got 4 heroes at the top, MTG got 4 heroes down at the bottom. So it's just going to be a 2-for-2 split. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Oh, Jackie's coming in though. He sees that everyone's actually banned. He's going to try and go for it. Will he be able to out-click Zephyr? No, he doesn't. So we'll just be 2-for-2. It was a good attempt though. He saw that everyone else had bailed, so you know you just got to go for those sort of plays. It's not like you lose anything by doing it. But it looks like Among Us are actually keeping 3 heroes up top. We'll see if March changes his mind. It's actually going to be aggressive try lane within your dreams. Coming up to the top lane. So this is going to be that solo Slardar trying to keep himself alive in the bottom lane. So it won't be 2-on-1 scenario. It won't be too bad for him. But Q's actually going to instantly rotate up top throughout the arrow. It does actually get dodged by everyone, so a little bit of good movements there from some Among Us. But even still, this is going to be definitely a difficult lane for Jackie to get any sort of farm into. He at least be careful. He's taking a lot of damage here. He doesn't have the leap to get away from this. Oh, the final hit with the strength sap coming out from March is actually enough to bring him down. That is first blood going into the side of Among Us. Good little bit of bonus gold going into In Your Dreams pocket, so lovely start for them. We might have to see some sort of rotations come out from MG.Trust here. I'm not sure how well Jackie's going to be able to actually farm this lane. Especially the fact that an Undying does so damn well in the tri lane. He's got 20 strength steal so far. Already on 1k HP and he's level 1. So that's definitely a scary thing to be laning up against. It's definitely a nice setup so far. And even though they're all just throwing all this harass onto him, his HP bar is just barely moving at all.
Such a limited imagination.
In the mid lane, CS score is exactly the same, 10-1 to 10-1. No, it's Fearless, it's on level 3, so he has to put 2 into Attribute or rather than going for 2 levels into Firestorm. Not choosing one to try and harass out too much. Just want to keep that little damage bonus going. How's Masara? Oh, Cookie? He's actually making a move onto Masaros, but he gets still a bit too close to the tower, so he will turn around. But even still, 7-1 on the Slardar, 6-2 on the Ricky, so pretty even down here as well. But, ooh, just in range to get that crush. Not enough damage to actually finish him off though, especially with the stick available. Not enough damage. Oh, March. He's diving the tier 1. He's going for Doom Bell. A little bit overzealous there. I'm not quite sure what that dive was all about. Man just really wanted that Grandma's cookies. Wanted to decay all over him. Unfortunately, he just sort of throws his life away. Gets a little free kill over to the Snapfire. It's not going to have like the greatest amount of impact in this lane. If the kill went towards the PL, sure. But even still, he did manage to actually TP to the mid lane. Fills up Arbed's bottle for him. Just gives him that little bit of boost in the mid. Actually managed to dodge that decay. Nice little leap. Good timing. I wanted to go to cancel that pull there, but the good nice slows coming out from In Your Dream stops him from actually getting in range of hitting those creeps to pull him back. But I mean, this is only a side pull into 2 little centaur courses, so it's definitely not going to be the most effective pull in the world. All it's going to do is just literally make them miss the other creep wave. So In Your Dream is going to be able to farm under the tower, and same with Jackie, he'll be able to farm under the tower as well. Both these 2 heroes in this mid just getting so damn low. Neither has any bottle charges left, so it's pretty risky for either one to be here at the moment. We'll see who gets lucky with this bounty rune. There is actually March to secure the top of its spawns, but it is actually bottom, so Arbed's going to be able to get it. Phyllis needs to be careful. Ooh, nice little grab with the Remnant there. Unfortunately, it's just not enough damage. If there was a few more creeps next to March, we probably would have seen that Soul Rip do that a little bit more, and probably would have actually got the kill, but a little bit fortunate there for the Fearless. Keeps him alive. But he will get a healing salve from these supports. Needs something desperately to keep himself in this lane. He does have a slight XP advantage at the moment, but March is still here with a nice Remnant grab from Abed as well. Keeps him in place, and they're both able to get a nice quick kill. It's definitely, now the mid lane as well, going to have that slight advantage going towards Abed. He is still a few CS behind, but he should be able to cover that in the time before Fearless is able to come back to that lane. Help down bottom. Masaros is just always super low. Always super low. I think he probably could have got the kill on there with that bash. If he just popped that mango, got another crush. I think he might have been able to, but he chose not to. Meanwhile on the top, a little bit of contest for the bounty runes here. Yudrin doesn't get a kill onto Doombell, but he's getting pretty low. Jackie's on his heels. The Q's also going to fall. Now it's 3-on-1. Jackie just has to run. He doesn't have any mana for a doppelganger. He's up in 1 mana. He might get onto the high ground, but the silence comes out from In Your Dream just in time. I don't think he's going to be able to survive this. He does just get the skill off, and he barely survives the decay, just missing as well. That might have been enough to finish him off there. It's super close there from Jackie, but even though he didn't die, he has now to run all the way back to base. Or he's just going to get a little bit of reg up from Doombell to try and keep him in this lane, but this top is just going really well now for the side of Among Us. 2-0-1 on the Drow, second from the top in CS charts as well. Only behind the Underlord, but I mean, the Underlord, you generally expect him to get a high amount of CS. Purely for the fact that Firestorm just clears up creep waves so damn quick. There's nothing you can do. March and Zephyr trying to secure bounty runes. It will actually spawn bottom, and Arbed's able to bottle up. Q couldn't stop him from getting that, so just another slight little advantage going to Arbed. Even though he's just about to be level 6, while the level on Fearless, he's a third of the level towards his 7. It's definitely a slight advantage. But now the bottom lane is definitely going to be a lot more difficult for Masaros. That level 6 available for Cuckoo. Corrosive Haze always going to be able to give him vision on Masaros wherever he goes. Plus, putting him down to a very small amount of armor. That -8 onto 8. 0%. It's basically Slardar hit for pure damage. You want to do well? Go around the back. He does get the jump onto In Your Dreams, but he's all alone. No one here from the side of AmongUs to give him any sort of support, and he's just going to fall before anyone's here to rotate. They're not going to be able to find anyone for this. Jackie's trying to chase onto Zephyr, but he has the dive, but he used it way too late, and Jackie actually able to get the final hit onto him there. So there is a slight little return. I think a tiny little bit of a misplay from Zephyr, trying to bait him in, but just too damn close. But even still, just a little bit of miscommunication from AmongUs. Doombell wanted to make a move and set something up, but just the rest of his team was too slow. Doombell and Masaros, they've smoked up. They're going to start heading towards the top. Definitely after trying to get a kill onto In Your Dreams. Needs something to try and slow this Drow's game down. I mean, she has dropped a little bit on the CS chart, but in terms of net worth, she is still top of the pops. But You should probably see him fall here, the cookie forward. Nice time for the counter up with the silence there. Does push him back, but not enough to stop the stun. He's getting super low. He will eventually drop here. No, he's still not quite dead yet, but the rest of the team from Among Us have rotated around. Jackie's going to fall. It looks like Masaros might drop himself. Yeah, Arbed grabs the kill there, so a double kill for Arbed, and they're chasing forwards with Doombell. If they can grab a third here, this is a complete counter movement from Among Us. There's nothing that the Grandma can do to survive this. Nice cookie onto the creep. Does stun up Arbed. Not going to force him back though. Gets the Remnant grab onto him. Just enough damage with Resonant Pulse finished off. Triple kill for Arbed. Clears up the entirety of the safe lane from MG.Trust. So even though they got the kill onto In Your Dreams, it hardly sets her back at all. She's still 400 gold ahead of the PL. And she's able to come straight back up to this lane and carry on farming. We got Jackie and Masaros. They're making another move onto him. He's in forward street, but March is here to lend some sort of assistance. With the Soul Rip, healing him up. Then Fearless is also rotated around here, so maybe In Your Dreams, he will actually fall. So, and then MG.Trust, they don't actually lose anyone in return. So finally, they get a favourable trade here. And then both of them just trade in Sentry Wards as well. Fearless, he actually spots out a few stacks made in the triangle, hoping that In Your Dreams will eventually be able to get this, but with the Underlord, they're easily able to clear all this up. Oh, pick up your item. Arbed, he nearly got a grab there onto the neutral item. Just poking and prodding onto Masaros, but not quite enough to keep him down. We're actually going to jump forward and kill onto Masaros' courier there, but even still, you know, that's definitely worth it for MG.Trust. They clear away a triple stack that was saved up for In Your Dreams. There is still the double stack for the Ancients, but I mean, that's definitely going to be hindering this game. Cuckoo has just been left complete free farming down bot for the majority of this game now. 700 gold towards his Blink Dagger, so only about 1500 away, and we'll start to see him make some serious moves around this map. Looks like he's even positioned to try and take this bounty rune, but the ward did actually spot this from happening. He's able to grab the bounty rune there. A little bit mistimed there from Doombell, but he should still fall either way. Oh, he actually gets a run straight through. And with the stick as well, there's enough healing. Q's keeping chase. Even grabs the second bounty on his way out. And that's it, it's not enough chase. He's committed another leap forward, but his physical damage is so weak, but the nice arrow does connect him just as he's trying to get around the corner. And that will actually grab him the kill. But even still, nice little movements there from Cuckoo. Takes him a really long time to bring him down and just grabs both the bounties. As well as I think the rest of his team got both the bounties up top. So 4 for 0. Definitely just going to secure Among Us' net worth leaps a little bit more. Especially taking away the tier 1 tower top. As we see, In Your Dreams, still top of the net worth, despite having those 2 deaths in a row. Masaros actually hanging around here, going to try and make a move onto him. In Your Dream does a lot of damage onto him. Going to fall back though, not quite enough to bring him down. Meanwhile, down bottom, looks like the entirety of Among Us just rotated around to stop the push from coming up from Fearless, and they actually managed to get the kill onto him. An immediate smoke out from March and Arbed as well, heading towards the mid. Going to see if they can grab Jackie here. Oh, meanwhile up top. Masaros actually brings down In Your Dreams solo. He looks like he got super low. Probably those raindrops just keeping him alive in that situation. But even still, nice play. Just getting a quick kill onto In Your Dream. Want to stall out his game as much as they possibly can. But as a result of all this, it's actually the PL at top of the net worth chart now. Even going for that first item of the Hooded Defiance. I mean, yeah, it gives him a bit of magic resistance, but a large portion of the damage coming out from Among Us is physical damage. From the Drow, especially with the Corrosive Haze. I mean, there's a large portion of magic damage that comes from Arbed. But, I mean, it will keep him alive. It gives him a little bit of HP regen as well, so he's able to sustain and stay on the map farming for a little bit longer. Probably still see that second item of the Manta. Yeah, he's actually going for Diffuser Blade. So he won't have a way to purge off a silence from the Drow or the Corrosive Haze coming out from Cuckoo either. So he's going to have to be a little bit more careful this game. Nice arrow there from Q. Connects onto Zephyr. Taking a lot of damage at the backline, especially the Mortal's Kisses. He's just able to get the egg off. In comes Boom there with that little shredder. Is able just to bring him down in time. It was getting super close there, but able to bring around. Meanwhile, the rest of Among Us, they rotate around. Cuckoo charging forwards, trying to find someone, but the nice bit of manners into the arrow stun just keeps him locked in place. Bluebell tried to go for a really weird TP there, super close to the entirety of Among Us, and he actually just gets spotted out. I think he could have just carried on running and gotten away with that, but maybe a little bit of a misplay there. But this is now Rod of Atos finished up for Fearless, so he's going to be able to lock someone down in that pit of malice for a really long time. But we do see an invis now with the Moonlight Shadow from Fearless. They're setting up for a kill onto Cuckoo here. Arrow does connect, locking him in place. He's taking a large amount of damage, will finally wear off all the roots. He's going to be able to just run away. Does get pretty damn low, but even still, it's enough for AmongUs just to push Cuckoo back. He should be able to set up now for this tier 1 tower bottom. Jackie, he's having just a nice amount of free farm now. Not really much that Arbe can do to stop him. He's a level behind him now. So what's the level difference between In Your Dreams? It's about a whole level between In Your Dreams and Jackie. Oh, Basaros. He was farming just in the jungle. Does spot out Arbed rotating around here. Doesn't look like MG Trust, sorry, wants to try and make any sort of like counter movement and grab a kill onto Arbed. They're quite happy just to stay down bottom, spread out, farm up. Even get a little bit of poke damage onto the tier 2 bottom. Sorry, I was just smoked just a little bit off the mark. I'll be able just to walk out of it. Even still, it looks like no team really wants to sort of make any big play towards the other one. Both happy for their position ones just to keep farming up. PL, I mean, the PL and the Drow, they both come online at a relatively decent time, especially now the Diffuser Blade online for Jackie. He could start getting involved if AmongUs wanted to try and make some sort of play like that. Or if maybe they're just happy to leave him farming. There's a very small goal disparity between the two position ones on both these teams. So it's not like there's going to be a massive difference in the potency of a team's ability to fight. It looks like Among Us, they've done a smoke up. They're going to try and make a move on to Jackie. Nice crush there from Cuckoo on top of Jackie. He can't go anywhere. Does manage to get off his fan though. Try and run away, but the soul rip there from March. One quick whack of damage and does actually finish him off. Even Leg now can be a dive forwards, going to collect onto Doombell and Fearless, but he does actually, Doombell manages to get the kill onto the egg before he does eventually drop. So it's just a 1-for-1 trade, but there's a big ultimate. Meanwhile, the Saurus has come around the back, trying to find someone else. Cuckoo's jumped straight forward onto Fearless, trying to make as much space as possible, but the soul rip comes out from March there, just finishes him off. That's another quick kill for the side of Among Us. And let's keep the pressure going, try and make moves now onto Masaros. Arrow there connects onto Cuckoo, keeping him back. Cuckoo's dropping low there, but the nice silence comes out there from In Your Dreams, holds him in place. Masaros will fall. But Cuckoo did actually drop as well, for the final hit coming out from the tower there. So there's deaths across the board for both of these two teams. So, I mean, was there one team that particularly come out on top? I guess Among Us did. It was a 3-for-2 in total. But even still, they didn't really do anything to that tier 1 tower. They only done a very small amount of damage onto it. So just a little bit of poking and prodding from both these two teams. I mean, In Your Dreams did get involved, so he gets a slight more gold bonus. So now there's only a 100 gold difference between him and Jackie. Looks like Cuckoo going forward again. Wants to try and get involved. Nice double crush onto Q and Masaros. Followed up by the silence as well. Both of them just held here. Masaros is dropping pretty damn low. Will eventually just about to survive. Gets tricks of the trade-off. Tries sleeping up to the high ground. He will actually get away from this. Fearless though, now taking the brunt of the harassment from Among Us, but nice jump fall there from Cuckoo, gets the final few hits onto Masaros, finishes him off. Fearless now in a little bit of trouble, getting pulled back by the Remnant. He gets taken down as well. Mortimer's Kiss is trying to make some space, but it's not enough to actually survive. And even Q just falls to the arrows coming out from In Your Dreams, so another 3 quick kills from the side of Among Us, just making more and more space, and instantly just move straight into the Roshan pit. We'll see this Drow and Slardar take down this Roshan relatively easily with that Corrosive Haze on top. Even the Flesh Gold committed here from March just want to speed this up as quickly as they can. There's still quite a lot of time before the majority of MGG are alive, so they might even be able to take this tier 1 tower down in the mid lane. It's the only thing on the side of MG.Trust is they don't have a way to purge off this silence so far. The Ricky, he's only got a Diffusal Blade. PL, he's only got a Diffusal Blade. He is now building towards that Manta style. But it does mean that he does struggle to actually get involved until he has the item up. Otherwise, if he gets silence, he's a pretty easy target. Probably see a similar build coming out from Masaros. He's actually just going to go for the BKB. Not too early in the game for a BKB either, so it will still have a relatively decent duration as we progress further into the game. But he's setting up top. In Your Dreams actually does rotate around just to grab up this farm. So see if maybe MG.Trust are going to rotate around to try and get a grab onto him. Doesn't look like Masaros wants to make anything happen. But in the end, just going to be a 2-for-2 bounty trade as well. No teams want to try and get too crazy. It's still just that Rod of Atos on Fearless now, unless he has something in his courier on his way. No? So he literally just has a Rod of Atos at the moment. Where is his courier? There is his courier. There, he does have Ghost Scepter as well. So just a way to avoid the damage coming out from the Drow. Cookie jumps forward, gets a grab onto Jackie. There's no illusions either to make this a little bit safer for him. But Masaros in the back, he does get a kill onto Zephyr. Cuckoo's now in full retreat. You've got the Underlord rotating around. It looks like Cuckoo's just going to fall. Gets completely collapsed on by everyone on the side of MG.Trust. Even March stepping out way out of position there. He just falls. Even just offers up a free tombstone kill. So a little bit of a misplay there from Among Us. Sort of throwing away the lead they were building up. Trying to go for a kill onto Jackie. Did get pretty damn close, but there was just too much help from the rest of MG.Trust around. And able to keep him alive, and they completely turned that whole situation around. It looks like they'll even be able to get this tier 2 up bottom. It is just past that 20-minute mark, so not going to be the hugest amount of value out of killing it at this point, but even still, it's clearing away the map, taking up more and more of Among Us' towers. Just extra gold for the pockets of MG.Trust, even with that Manta style now finished up from Jackie. So it's going to be super difficult now for him to actually get caught out by anything like a silence from In Your Dreams. So In Your Dreams, actually going for the Aghanims as his next item. Definitely a good way to lay into all the illusions of the PL. So it doesn't really matter too much if you're not hitting the correct one, because your arrow splits will just go off and it will just narrow down all the available targets for you to actually hit. Easily able to detect the real PL. So definitely a nice little pickup once he does get it, but he's pretty close, only 1200 gold away now. So if they can get this tier 2 tower, they might have it in time for the next engagement. But it doesn't look like anyone from AmongUs are going to try and rotate up here to stop this from happening. They're just going to keep pushing the opposite sides of the map. Looks like they were trying to poke on this tier 3 tower, but QQ and Arbed, they've rotated around, going on to Fearless. He's getting quite low. Yorceptor trying to keep him alive. He's even going to use his ulti to get out of here. In comes the Mortimer's Kisses, doing a lot of damage onto Cuckoo. He will just fall just as Fearless Ubers them all out of there.
Well, too bad. Well, too bad.
So they take the tier 3 down to 2/3 HP. They get a kill onto Cuckoo, and they all escape with their lives. So nice little movement there from MG. So far, it's just a game of poking and prodding from both teams at the moment. Jackie just carry on farming up, even going for the Axe as his next item as well. Just going for that pure Phantom Rush build. Definitely a good way to be able to get on top of this Drow. Just as soon as she appears, right click her, you and your entire army of illusions just fly straight on top of her. So definitely going to be a lot difficult now for In Your Dreams to stay alive in these fights. But there is a smoke coming out from AmongUs. Looked like maybe they were trying to set something up, but smoke's already wearing off, and they're not able to find anyone from this. Aegis now gone as well. It's not going to have that extra little bit of utility for the next coming fight. But there is the Aghanim's now online for In Your Dreams, so there is a slight little bonus there. But again, it's just both teams spreading out. Not really wanting to force any sort of issue at the moment. There is a little bit of a line drawn out from March, maybe thinking that the side of AmongUs are going to try and push this tier 3. And sure enough, Fearless is hanging around this area. With the support of his team behind him, they could possibly make something happen, especially if someone from AmongUs steps out of position. So it's actually Mjolnir now queued up as In Your Dreams' next item. Again, another good item on the way to just chain damage, going through all those illusions, try and find the real PL in these fighting scenarios. So we'll see if this build ends up paying off. He has just sort of got a casual Yasha at the moment. I suppose there's not really a huge amount of value turning that into a Manta style. There's not really anything to purge off. Maybe the only main use would be to purge away one of the diffuser blaze effects from either the Riki or the PL, or even just try and distract the Riki when he gets on top of him with the cloud. Yeah, it's probably not worth the 2,500 gold investment. Just gonna leave that. Start heading towards that Mjolnir's next item. In Your Dreams got that axe finished though. Even going for the Satanic as the next item, it's going to be even more difficult now to bring that PL down. Well, when he finishes the Satanic, that is. Not just yet. And despite the fact that the PL's been able to do a pretty good job splitting up and farming, In Your Dream, he's only just over 1k behind. So the Drow's definitely doing a good job of keeping himself in this game. You definitely don't want to fall too far behind that of the enemy carry, especially if it's a PL. Because towards the late game, a PL just scales a little bit better than a Drow does. Especially, it's just that kind of matchup with a PL. As soon as he gets on top of you, Drow was ability, but Q jumps forward with the Yules into the arrow with the Mortimer's Kisses follow up as well. Not enough damage to actually bring him down. He will get the egg off in time. He's going for his own teleport out, and he will actually get away. Meanwhile though, Arbed gets a grab onto Q in the background. Looks like he will fall, especially with the crush coming out from Cuckoo. Doombells is going to have to try and TP away. He won't actually get spotted in time. There wasn't a Yule Scepter or anything else online. So they lose the Mirana, and it does force the entirety of AmongUs to rotate back to their tier 3. So maybe a very slight victory. It probably balances out gold-wise, but I mean there is more space for Jackie to just carry on farming up. Meanwhile, AmongUs had to, In Your Dream, sorry, had to fall back. Even still, they're going to jump forward. They're getting a grab onto Fearless. Now the pure damage coming out from In Your Dreams, doing a lot to bring him down. Even Dubel trying to step out to help him. Fearless's TP gets cancelled, and he will actually fall for this. But Jackie's already here. He's come straight into this fight. He's making a move onto In Your Dream. He is doing a lot of damage. There isn't any mana left for In Your Dream to try and keep him in this. But the Sun Rays making it so damn difficult for Jackie to do any sort of damage. He will distract him with that illusion. Meanwhile, the real one's still there hitting In Your Dream. He's getting super low. And he will fall. He was all on his own. Where was the rest of his team? They're all just sat over here in the triangle, not doing anything. What was that about? Meanwhile, I bet he does find Doombale. Just a couple of trades of the All Scepters there. We'll give Doombale enough time to fall back. But even still, just... You lost your position 1 and not a single member of MG.Trust came over to help. They just like... We'll just let him do his own thing. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Because even Doombale bailed... And then after Doombale had bailed, Jackie initiated. So... Yeah, it's a little bit of miscommunication. And as that, we've now actually seen In Your Dream take over the top position in net worth. And they've been able to just going to move into the Roshan and get this kill for free. There's nothing that the side of MG.Trust can do to stop this from happening. Not with the PL missing. So Aegis Cheese falling into the hands of AmongUs. So they are back into the driver's seat of this game. So MG.Trust, they've got to be really careful about how they start taking these next few engagements. If they start doing stuff like that again, this game's just going to start getting really damn difficult. Especially as we saw the amount of damage that AmongUs was able to do in that engagement. Because even though the PL was on top of In Your Dreams, just the fact that he had the Maelstrom plus his Aghanims online, he was still able to do a large chunk of damage in that engagement. Does cost Jackie his life. Well, there we are, Ben. Making the move down to Jackie now in the mid lane. They do get the grab on two with the Remnant, but there's not really much else follow up. Masaros though jumps straight towards the back, making a move on to March. He is taking quite a lot of damage. Looks like he might find a drop, but the egg's even committed now. BKB onto Masaros. The pure damage coming out from In Your Dreams just completely shreds the Ricky. Finally, Mortal's Kisses comes out with Armor, but nice cheese timing, and Fearless has to just bail his entire team out, and they just got to run for it. Doombelt now fully on the retreat. Cuckoo's trying to find him, pushing forwards with the sprint, but he is able to go for a TP in those trees, and he will actually get away just in time. He just saw in that fight, even with like the BKB active from Masaros, he's trying to kill the Undying, but as soon as In Your Dreams got there, just absolutely insane amount of damage came out, and the Ricky just vanished. There was nothing he could do to survive that situation. Really quite bad. Meanwhile, Cookie jumped straight back onto Fearless. As soon as she showed his face, he's like, you're not defending this tier 2 tower, it's ours. Just go away. Because even though the Underlord meant to be a relatively tanky beast at these portions of the game, he's had quite a few deaths in a row now, and his farm's dropped off heavily, so he's just pretty damn squishy. And AmongUs, they're just keeping the pressure going now, pushing onto this tier 3. We'll see what MG.Trust is able to do to try and push them back here, but In Your Dreams able to just long range siege this tier 3 tower. Going to step up super close to the tower there, just a little bit, just Fearless now, especially seems like there's no Underlord for another 15 seconds. They should be able to get this tier 3. We'll see if they're going to back after this, or maybe try and keep the pressure going. No, they will just fall back. They'll take what advantage they can get. Fearless up in only a few seconds. They don't want to press their luck and end up throwing the game away. FPS, I agree with that. I think I just need to my PC's doing a local recording of the game at the same time. And it has just dropped my FPS a little bit. When those big team fights come out, I don't know if you guys can tell in the stream, but I definitely can tell in the game. I'll probably have to disable that after this game. But Among Us, they're definitely starting to get away with this game now. Now up to a 4k gold lead. See what it is for XP. They definitely just started climbing over the last 7 minutes or so. 11,000 gold lead now. Win rate only 74 to 26, so it's definitely not insurmountable for the side of MG.Trust. But even still, it's definitely not the easiest game to come back in. I mean, they have to be able to get on top of this drow and bring it down as fast as they possibly can. And I think that's going to need a bit of a tag team in from Masaros and Jackie in order to actually have the damage to do it before the assistance comes out from the rest of Among Us. Just a nice positioning from Cuckoo. He'll always be able to just have that blink dagger to jump straight back towards In Your Dream, providing him a little bit of assistance. It looks like MG.Trust, they want to make something happen. They're protected by the Moonlight Shadow at the moment, and they will run straight into the entirety of In Your Dreams. Or the In Your Dreams hero. But March, he gets caught up in the back, he's taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the PL, he's trying to engage onto In Your Dreams, but even though he's right on top of him, there's just way too much damage, and he will fall. They will finally kill March. But Masaros is left completely on his own, and he's just going to drop as well. So the Ricky and the PL just completely melting, and all they managed to find is the kill onto the Undying. Definitely not the trade that they were after at all. Just so much. Like Eddie saw, normally when a hero gets on top of the drow, it makes her damage drop off quite significantly because the way her ultimate works, but it didn't matter. He just kept on hitting towards Jackie, and he just melted in a second. Just really nice itemization coming out. Just the Mjolnir and the Ags just making it so damn difficult for PL to survive in these situations. He needs the entirety of his team to be able to help him. Meanwhile, Cuckoo, he finds Fearless, gets to jump onto him. Take a lot of damage with the Sun Ray. Doombear Wiz here to try and provide a little bit of assistance. He's not sure how much he's actually going to be able to do. He needs to actually get the Pit of Malice plus the Force Staff away, but they keep chasing forwards. Get another bash onto Fearless. Finally, the Ghost Scepter comes off cooldown one more time, and he's able to escape. Even with the BKB forced out from Cuckoo. So nice little movements there from MG. Doesn't lose Fearless in that situation, but even still, we saw how quickly his HP was dropping in those situations. And that was just with the Void and the Slardar. If the Drow was there, Fearless wouldn't have lasted at all. He would have just disappeared. Just does not have the survivability to manage to keep himself alive from the damage coming out from this Drow. And even In Your Dreams now is 5k above the net worth of Jackie. We saw for a large portion of this game that Jackie was in the lead, but just the last few engagements have gone so poorly for MG.Trust. But they've really just started dropping off. He's queued up the butterfly as his next item. Still about 900 gold away, so he should have that for the next engagement. But In Your Dreams already got his butterfly available. Queued up to finish off the Yasha into an S and Y. Even got the an Agnum's Blessing queued up just to free up a little bit of inventory space. We'll probably see him get that after he finishes the S and Y. There's not much point getting that first. Cuckoo's on the hunt. He knows that the side of MG.Trust is down here. They see Masaros farming up on the creep wave. But there is actually this ward placed by Doombear, and it will spot him out. But gem there on Cuckoo, easily able to take that vision away. And that's just going to force all of MG.Trust to retreat. Without the vision to help him, it's just too damn dangerous to stay here. And that is that SMY now finished up for In Your Dreams. Even more tanky now, with the status resistance as well on top. But Cookie, he finds Fearless, he's going for the TP out, and he will actually get away. But I mean, it just feels like Fearless, he's had to go for such defensive items. Got his Yules, got his Ghost Scepter, got a 4-star. It all just to keep him alive, and he's not be able to do much. Masaros, he turned around. It looked like he was thinking of maybe trying to engage onto Cuckoo, but I mean, it's a Slardar with a double damage, and the rest of his team was pretty damn close by. A little bit, I just think Masaros got a little bit too overexcited, thinking he could try and make something happen. And there's still a few minutes left on this Aegis, isn't there? Oh no, the Aegis is gone, sorry. Never mind, ignore me. Leaving Albert, charging forward, finds Q. We'll get the grab on him with Dust. And he's just gonna fall. Poor little Barana. Trying to find some sort of farm, splitting up across the map, just trying to make space for the rest of his team. But in Your Dreams of March, they found Jackie. He's trying to stand and fight, but he's just taking... In Your Dreams is taking no damage. He's just a sentry gun. Jackie just vanishes. You just can't man up against this Drow, especially you just chuck the static charge on top of the Drow as well, and every single one of these illusions has a chance to proc that, and that's just even more damage. It's just so damn scary. You'd think when it comes down to pen and paper that a PL would be able to easily take on a Drow, but it's just such good itemization from In Your Dream, and then the fact that March is always nearby to it, friend a little helping hand, even has a Holy Locket, just to ramp up the heals that come out from this Soul Rip to keep In Your Dreams alive. And it just seemed like his HP bar just did not move. Just carry on siege onto this tier 3. Arbed has poking a prod in. Even the Mortimer's Kiss is now used. And they don't get a single thing out of this. I don't think a single shot landed on anyone on the side of Among Us. That's another tier 3 falling. Still no PL for 20 seconds. They find a jump onto Q in the background. He does fall with the first leap, just going slightly the wrong direction. Masaros, he's getting pretty damn low. Jump fall from Arbed, will force out his BKB. Even Arbed now getting pretty low himself. He's going to have to be forced to go back. And then Hill's coming out from March as well. He's able to keep him alive. The final little hit, flying forwards, finishes off Doombell as well. And that's the entire rack. Ooh, well, nearly the entire rack. So range rack just survives there. The creep spawned in time to keep it alive. But even still, there's no reason for Among Us to go back. They're just going to start working towards the mid lane now. Take down another melee racks. 3 on 5. Probably see a buyback from Doombell force out. Otherwise, they're going to have to throw away another set of racks in the middle. You're gonna get forward. Cuckoo gets stunned onto Fearless. Buyback is forced out by Doombell, and then Masaros and Jackie trying to push forward onto Cuckoo, but there's enough help just to keep them all back. I mean, Cuckoo is completely out of mana now, so maybe that alone is enough to fall back, but Roshan's up. It's got an Ags on it as well. Who's probably going to take the Ags? Probably see Slardar take the Ags, just to turn him into more of a frontline beast. My god, Roshan just vanished. That was so damn quick. Nuts. So Aegis in the hands of In Your Dreams. Arbed got the cheese. Cuckoo with the Aghanim's. Just now a 20k gold lead for the side of Among Us. I'm just not too sure about what Jackie could do to bring his team back into this game. He's queued up with the Divine Rapier. That could be it. That could be the answer. I mean, you know your team's this far behind. You need some sort of big item here to keep your team in this. Looks like Q trying to slow down the push in the back. We'll just actually end up falling for this most likely. Nothing he can do. Not enough leaps in the world to survive.
Such a limited imagination.
So, well, we'll see if Jackie is going to try and save for buyback as well, or maybe... No, I think he's just got to go straight for the item. I mean, if you have no damage on your team, you can't... A buyback's not really going to be able to save you, because the rest of your team is just going to die before it has much worth. He's still quite a ways off it yet though. 2,100 gold from finishing up this Divine Rapier. I don't know if he's going to be able to farm it up in time before the final push comes out from Among Us. Well, I say final push, but so far they just like poking and prodding, not choosing just to focus down one lane and clear it all up. They want to spread out. But even still, they could just leave in your dreams at this front just to carry on siege of the tower. It does not matter if he's getting rooted down by this Pit of Malice. Just keeps sentry gunning away. Cuckoo jumps forward, gets a grab onto the Snapfire, and she falls in a second. And that's the opening they need. Now a 4-on-5 situation. Arrow does connect onto our bed, but they have no damage follow-up. The PL is just off farming on the other side of the map, desperately trying to finish out that Divine Rapier. But even still, a Satanic now finish up. Bring your dreams out, we're getting delivered shortly. Q's gonna just fall, gets jumped forward there. Cuckoo finds it at last. Fearless getting low himself. He will just end up falling. Finally, the PL's here with this Divine Rapier finished up. We'll see if they're able to do something. Arbit taking quite a bit of damage. Sunray, though, able to force Jackie back. Even a Nullifier now on the hands of the Saros. They're going to have to make something happen. They've only got one range left. And then that's just going to be them facing Megas for the rest of this game. It's pretty damn difficult to come back from that situation. They're jumping forwards, finally getting a grab onto our bed, but Jackie just vanishes! It's way too much damage and they tap out! There's no way! There's so much damage from this Drow Ranger, absolutely insane. They try getting a kill at least onto our bed, but they can't even finish him off. They had to bring down In Your Dreams first to try and mitigate some of the damage coming out from Among Us, but it didn't matter. There's just so much support from the front line of Among Us that as soon as they make that first move on to In Your Dreams, the rest of his squad just comes around, provides him enough support, keeps him alive. In Your Dream doesn't even have to fall back. He just stands there, he just keeps firing his arrows away. And sure enough, they managed to take the game. So really nice, well played there by Among Us, taking the first game in this series. We'll see if MG.Trust has the ability to try and bring themselves back into this game. They've got to take the next two. But I mean, it's a pretty crushing game. They started off quite well. Well, the laner phase was pretty even, maybe even slightly favoured Among Us, but then going towards that early mid game, MG.Trust, they managed to bring it back, but then just a couple of fights in a row went really badly. In Your Dreams farm just started accelerating so damn much that they just couldn't stall it. And they end up taking the game. So, nice play there from Among Us. Very well deserved victory. Definitely good there. But if you guys have enjoyed this game, please stick around for the next two games. Well, or one game. Depends who wins it, of course. But if you also enjoy my content, please think about liking, subscribing to my Twitch, YouTubes, and my Twitter accounts. I'll be doing as much streaming as I possibly can, just on various tournaments and different games. So, yeah, if you like my content, please follow around, and hopefully I will see you again too. Ciao.